Are you confident? Do you have consistency? How much conviction do you have? I'm Daniel Gomez, the Confidence Architect, a business strategist, keynote speaker, executive coach, and best-selling author. On the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, we will help you unlock confidence to create consistency and develop conviction. Together, we will discover the key that unlocks your confidence. Welcome back to another episode of the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, where we motivate you, we inspire you. And today, not only are we going to encourage you, we're going to electrify you, because you think I have energy? Man, this gentleman, Shay Brown, he brings another level of energy. I love him. He's a dear friend of mine. Had him on the show before 2 years ago, and I said, it's time to bring him back because he's doing some amazing things now, and I definitely want you to get value from him. So welcome to the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, Mr. Shay Brown.
But it's a great day, Daniel, and I'm excited to be here. And let me first just acknowledge you for all that you're doing at a time where some folks are trying to hold on to the little folks that they know. And they say, well, I don't want them to know who they are because they might start working with my clients. You are a person that's open to collaboration. And one of my 12 rules for life when we get started that I'll talk about is that collaboration crushes competition. So I just wanted to acknowledge you for being a collaborator. Also acknowledge all of your listeners and all your viewers who are here. I'm super pumped and impressed. I can't wait to share what I have, and I know it's going to add value to your life. So continue to tune in. Thanks, Daniel, for having me here, man.
I told you he brings the energy. He brings a boom, baby. Woo! Shay Brown, I know the amazing, beautiful person you are, brother. Do me a favor. Introduce yourself to the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, please.
Sure. So I guess I'm still trying to figure out who I am, right? I do know I have my AARP card. I know that much, by the way. I do know I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation, so I got remix versions on everything. I do know that I am a husband, by the way, so I'm really excited. I have a wife. We've been married for 4 years together, 10 years. I knew her in high school, so I'm super excited about that. I do know I have two adult sons, by the way. So I'm blessed to have children. And some of you out there are like me. You have nieces and nephews or sons and daughters. So you know what it's like being a parent. And that's been a tremendous journey. Some ups and some downs, but I'm really enjoying it now. I'm not a grandfather. I don't know if I told you that. My youngest son had my first grandson about 4 months ago now. So I'm super excited. Who else is Shay Brown? I have a mom, so I'm a son. I have a brother and two sisters. And I guess at the end of the day, Dan, you say, well, who is Shay Brown? I would say I'm just like you or many of your listeners out there. I'm a person that pays my taxes, that want to take the gifts and talents that I've been given by God. And I happen to be a Christian. You don't have to be one, but been given by God these talents that I can share with the world to make their lives better and to make an impact on humanity. So if you had to sum up Shay Brown in 2 words, I would say impact humanity. And that's what we'll talk about hopefully later today as well. So that's who I am. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Yes, I've been in business full time for myself for the last 20 years. And yes, I do work with entrepreneurs every single day who outsource their sales team to us so we can help them generate the revenue that is necessary to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. So if you're an entrepreneur and maybe your biggest challenge is you want to hire your own administrative assistant, it takes revenue. Maybe you are an entrepreneur out there and you want to hire a graphics team or a designer team or a tech team, or you want to join this coaching program or whatever it is you want to do. The one thing you need is you need revenue to help you do that. And so we're blessed to help entrepreneurs generate revenue.
I love that. It's true though, right? So ladies and gentlemen, you feel his heart, you feel his energy, you feel his passion. Get out your pen, get out your paper right now, because you definitely want to take all the notes that Mr. Shay Brown is going to share with us today. Remember, when you write down what you listen to, what you hear, you retain more of the information. Over 50% of the information you write down, you retain. So take notes, right? You definitely want to take notes because he's going to drop some massive, massive value. And I'm not just saying that because listen to what he said. He's been in business over 20 years. He survived COVID. Many speakers, trainers, businesses, restaurants closed down during COVID. So you definitely want to listen to his strategies, to his wisdom, and most importantly, to his heart. Shay, I love what you said, right? Because this is a one word that stuck out with what you just said is revenue. People don't understand the importance of revenue. And what lately, these past 2 years, since we kind of came out of COVID, the word I've been hearing is serve, right? I understand you want to serve your community, you want to serve entrepreneurs, you want to serve B2Bs. But I think there's a big misunderstanding that I believe, and I want your perspective on this, that you can serve your way broke where there is no
Yeah,
revenue.
yeah,
Talk to me about that.
yeah. I know about that. So there I was upstairs in my office working, and there's a knock at the door, right? Boom, boom, boom. And my sons yell, "Dad, Dad, someone's still in the car." So I run down the steps. I look out the window, and there's my Lexus truck. Yeah, I love that white pearl Lexus truck, 300. Look over at my sons. I look back at the truck, and I give the guy the nod. This is what they call the brother nod. He gives me the nod back. I look over at my sons and I said, "Don't worry. The car is just going to the garage." I lied. And it was in that moment of lying that I had what I call the never again moment. Talk about revenue, the never again moment. And I felt like a failure at that moment as a father because my car was being repossessed. I had been laid off. I had just my second wife. Yes, I did say my second wife. I told you I'm on my third marriage. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But my second wife at the time decided.
No judging here, brother. No judging here. With nothing but love.
Don't judge me. But my second wife had decided to leave. And so my two sons didn't go live with my wife. They decided to live with dad, which normally doesn't happen. So now I'm an entrepreneur. Now I don't have a job. And I was burning through my 401k. Again, don't judge me, please. Didn't have any revenue. And burning through my 401k, you know what I ended up doing? I ended up betting on myself, and I was losing. And now here my car was being repossessed. So I'm a failure as a husband, a failure as a father, a failure as an entrepreneur. And I'm lying to my sons. I said, never again will I find myself in this situation. What was your never again moment? Wow. In all seriousness, maybe never again would you borrow money from a family member like I did that you couldn't pay back. Maybe it was never again would you go to that job that you hated, that made you sick. Maybe it was never again would you find yourself in a relationship that wasn't right for you or you shouldn't be in. Whatever your never again moment is, you write that down. Because when I had my never again moment, I wish I could say things just turned around, that I said my prayers and went on a fast and it happened. No, it didn't happen that way. I then went to bankruptcy. I know it gets worse. I know. Talk about not having any revenue. See, we don't have any revenue coming in. Your water gets cut off. My water was cut off. I found myself taking a shower with my sons down at the gym, answering my phone because I was paying the phone bill. I'm an entrepreneur. I need the phone bill, but I wasn't paying the water bill. Why? Because there was no revenue coming in to the company. And it was in that moment that I decided to go borrow $5,000 from my brother. This is back in 2004. I don't know when you're going to see this, but you can do the year count. Whenever you see this video, 2004, I borrowed $5,000. A lot of money today, but it was a lot of money back then. Because I was going to go work with a guy by the name of Eric Lawton out in Rockland, California. I never met the guy. He said he's going to help you grow your business. When I got there, don't judge me. I didn't pay my brother back. Okay, don't ask those questions. I did not pay my brother back. Okay, it's a topic for another time. But just know I got the $5,000. But I went out there, and here's the point I want to make to you. He gave me an idea. Just like when you show up for the Daniel Gomez podcast, like you are right now, you only need one idea. Like, how many ideas do you need to change your life? One. Put this in your notes. Put this in your notes. One good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas you know right now. His question was around revenue, but I want to give you the backstory a little bit so you know the person that's sitting here wasn't always this person. So I'm there, and Eric says, why don't you focus on sales training? Sales training? Not me. Yeah, I don't do sales. I'm a business consultant. That's what my card said. But nobody hired me because I had a master's degree from Johns Hopkins University. No one hired me because I went to Morgan State University for undergrad. No one hired me because I had worked in corporate America for 13 years and I made director of sales and then got laid off. No one hired me for that. They didn't care. I said, well, why would I do that? And he says, here's why. And I'm going to put this in your notes. This changed my life, and I'm going to answer his question now.
Yeah, no, I love it.
I want you to know what you told me, but put this in your notes. Selling equals power. Selling equals power. Selling equals power. Selling equals power. Put that in your notes right now. Selling equals power. You told me selling equals power. What I heard was selling is the power to pay my mortgage. What I heard was selling is the power to send my kids to a school of my choice. What? They both went to college. He paid for that, by the way. Selling was a power to make sure that my mom could retire and we could make her live very, very comfortably. That's what she's doing right now. I'm a caregiver. I'm blessed. She's 75 years old. I'm blessed to take care of my mother. Selling is the power. So you think about right now in your business, if you learn to sell and use that power, we're talking about selling a service in a moment, what would the revenue, what would the power be for you? What would the revenue do for you right now? Could you leave that 9-to-5 job if you could serve more people that you hate so much? Could you not pay for someone's healthcare insurance? Could you not write a check for a loved one's mortgage that needs it the most?
Yes.
My nephew, a person's in college right now, needed a check. No, seriously, needed a check for college. And like college is not free. You try to go to those schools, it's $50,000-$60,000. And for one semester, we can help write the check. Yes. I'm not telling you that to tell you that I have money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is selling is the power. And selling will solve any business problem. Put that in your notes right now. Selling will solve any business problem you have. Because if you generate more revenue, you can take that revenue and you can go solve the problem.
I love that.
It solve your life problems, but it will solve business problems. So my point to you is this. Without sales, and I've heard this before, I'm gonna share with you, put this in your notes. I'm getting some notes, Danny, because I know it's like a teaching type of hangout. It's an inspired podcast, but I also want you to have something you can
I'm loving it. No, please. I love the content you're putting out. So thank you for this conversation.
Sure. Selling is the oxygen for any great business in history. So without sales, there will always be more money going out than there is coming in. Shay, what's your point? Selling the oxygen in any great business. What's your point? Selling is serious business. Put that in your notes. Selling is serious business. Now, I want to preface this because, Daniel, one thing you asked is, what's all this revenue about? And you talked about, you heard the word about service. And you're right. Selling, 3 more words that changed my life from the same coach, Eric Loftholm, when I was out there in 2004, I adopted this philosophy of my company. It's the mantra for our company. I wish I could turn the camera on. You can see my wall over here. But here it is. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Now, put that in your notes, please. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling is the gateway by which you get to serve other people. So if your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are right now, you're not serving. Oh, wait, Shay, I'm a nonprofit. Well, nonprofit don't mean no profit, right? It don't mean no profit, right? So when you can sell, the door opens, you walk in, and you're able to serve folks and help them do more, be more, have more, give more, serve more.
I want to. You just brought up a valid point because I think the misinterpretation of the word service. Write this down, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you think this serving people doesn't mean free. I think so many people, I just think it's a phrase, a word that people use because they want to sound cool like everybody else. And what I always say, okay, well, in 2020, when all the restaurants closed down in San Antonio, Texas, and around the world in our country, how many restaurants made it because they had 0 revenue? Yeah. They weren't giving away food for free. They couldn't because they didn't have the revenue to buy new food. And it was sad, but many restaurants and businesses, they no longer exist because there was no revenue. And it breaks my heart when I go to some of these networking events and you have some young entrepreneur just wanting to sound cool and say, well, you got to serve. I go, I get it. I understand. Believe me, I serve. We do a lot of stuff for charity. We give back and we serve the business world. But serving doesn't always mean free. And I think that to the point that you just made, when you sell your services and products, it allows you to serve them at a higher level because they see the value in what Shay Brown's bringing.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I admire about you. You're doing this podcast. I don't think they wrote a check to hear the messages that you share on your podcast. You also have a page. I follow it, by the way, on Instagram and social media. You post service announcements every single day to empower and to inspire folks. And I don't think anybody's writing you a check for that right now. So you're right. There's a lot of ways you can serve. And I do believe that, to whom much is given, much is required. There's not that conversation right now, but there are ways to give back. But here's why I say selling equals service, because most folks, when they hear the words sales, like I'll give you an example. I was working with a young lady by the name of Nancy. Nancy is a financial planner, and Nancy didn't see herself in sales. Imagine that, an entrepreneur, but not in sales. Like you might be listening to me right now. Maybe you're on this podcast saying, I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm here to get a millionaire mindset. I'm not an entrepreneur, but you are in sales. Think about this. Preachers sell faith every single week. right? That's what they sell every single week. Teachers sell what? Education every single day. Parents, I'm a parent, Daniel's a parent, I'm a parent. Parents are selling values every single day. Brush your teeth, say yes, ma'am, close the door. You wake up every single day, and the most powerful sell you make every single day is to the mindset, which Daniel talks about so brilliantly, by the way, is that mindset right here. That's where it all lands. So let me give you the definition of selling so you understand that selling equals service. But you notice I told you that selling equals service. Selling really is about three things, according to Shay Brown. You know, you might not believe me yet, and my name might not be in the dictionary of defining this, but one day it will be, right? One day it will be. And here it is. Selling is about three things, I believe. Put this in your notes, and you can do this. This is what I share with Nancy. This helped Nancy, and it might help you as well, go from not making enough money to almost having to go get a job. Nothing wrong with having a job in these United States of America, okay? You can be a 9-to-5 millionaire. Come on, somebody. You can go to work every day, work 9 to 5, and still be a millionaire with your business as well. You can have it all. But she didn't want that. She didn't want to go back to work. She wanted to stay as a financial planner. So I said, well, there's three things. Let me tell you what selling's about and why you do sell. And I want you to adopt that mindset. I love what you do about the millionaire mindset, that mindset. Here it is. Selling's about three things. Number one, put this in your notes. Put this in your notes. A little teaching session right now. But selling is about education. I said, can you go to people and educate them that there's a problem that exists on the planet? Daniel gets up all the time and says, there's a millionaire mindset. Someone out there doesn't have the millionaire mindset. They need that to accomplish what they want. I get up every single day and say, there's a problem on the planet. As an entrepreneur, you need the revenue in your business to execute the vision. That's your mindset, the vision you have for yourself. Maybe you want a personal chef. Come on, somebody. You want a personal trainer for yourself. The vision you have for your loved one. Daniel's married. He loves taking his wife on beautiful vacations. I get to follow him. Come on now. Maybe you want to eat at nice restaurants and have the white cloth, or you want to check into the hotel. He's going to be going into Atlanta coming up, and you want to upgrade. That's the vision you have for your loved ones. His wife can upgrade. She can go down to the spa while he's doing some other stuff. Or you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. God's giving you this gift, this talent, and you can't serve the people out there because you can't reach them because you ain't got the revenue. Imagine Moses, by the way. Imagine Noah having this talent to build this ark, and he has no wood. He has no people. It couldn't get done. So you need more than just a vision. So selling is about education. She says, Shay, I can educate people that they need to have some financial instrument in case something happens in their life or their family. I said, great. Don't sell them anything. Educate them. Number two of three, selling is about leading. Can you at least go back to them and say, there's a problem on the planet, and here's how we solve it. Daniel has a course. He has a number of different things that he solves the problem so people can have a millionaire mindset. You as an entrepreneur, you have a solution. Whether they work with you or not, that's the mindset. I love what you talk about mindset. That's the mindset. I don't care if you work with me or not. I'm going to serve people anyway. We're going to still go on vacation with or without you. I say that very humbly because I know somebody out there wants to get better at generating more revenue in their business. That's who we're looking to serve. So it may not be you, and that's okay. You can still benefit from this conversation. So selling is about education. Nancy said I can do that. Selling is about leading. She's talking about the products they have. Don't sell them. And third, selling is about moving people to action. Can you at least ask them, hey, look, would you like for us to help you? Would you like to take a baby step? Would you like to take a baby step here? Would you like to take another step here? Would you like to take the leap over here? So the reason I say that right now, because Daniel, what I found for most entrepreneurs like Nancy, it was their mindset. I know, don't tune me out if you're watching now. Like, no, not mindset. No, really. It was their mindset that they weren't in sales. So they were resisting the one gift that if they don't have, they'll go out of business, right? They were resisting that obstacle in front of them, but no focus on it. And as a result, their bank account didn't reflect how good they were. As a result, they weren't reaching their maximum potential. So what's my point? What's my message to you? Selling is about education. Selling is about leading. Selling is about moving people to action. And so since selling equals offer, selling equals service, there's one thing I want you to put in your notes that I want you to make a commitment to do right now. Here it is. Put it in your notes. Make more offers to the right people, obviously. Make more offers.
I love what you said. So ladies and gentlemen, listen to what Shay Brown's saying. Maybe you're saying, I'm educating them, I'm leading them, but you're missing the last part. I think is where over 90% of small businesses and entrepreneurs drop it, is because they don't ask for the business. They make the mistake and they say this, right? They go through they go through months of having coffee with somebody or breakfast with somebody, Shay, or just to get in front of their end user, right? That prospect, and they say they spend an hour then presenting, and then they said, well, what do you think? And they never move them forward to that call of action. And I want you to understand this. Where in your process in business are you not asking for their business, for you're not asking for their commitment? Because this is the truth. I want you to understand this, because this is what Shay's saying, and it boils down to this, Shay. I want you to write this down, ladies and gentlemen. You get 0%. You get 0% of the business you never asked for. Let me say it again. You get 0% of the business that you never asked for. So if you don't ask for it, how do you expect to get the revenue that Shay's talking about? And I love this conversation we're having, Shay, because I think there's a lot of businesses out there that are going out of business, struggling, trying to borrow $5,000 from their brother, $4,000 from their aunt, and just not making it. And thank you for opening, right? I thank you for opening your heart and sharing your story about your Lexus SUV, but it doesn't have to be that way nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, because Shay's here educating us to do what is right. And there's nothing wrong with making an offer and asking people for their business. There's nothing wrong with it. Because there's people, I don't think people understand that there's 4 different personalities, Shay, that everybody responds differently. Some are gonna come at you and I want to work with Shay Brown, I'm here, right? But there's some that are gonna be reserved and say, well, I don't have the courage, or maybe I'm just an introvert. I'm not gonna ask. I'll just go on my way. So if we never have these different approaches for these different personality types, the 4 major ones, well, then you're missing out on your business. And the person you're hurting is your end user, that potential prospect, because you don't have the courage to realize that your product, your service, the value that you bring as a business owner, they need that value. Mm-hmm. That breaks my heart, Shay. I love the way you end that, because it's true. There's nothing wrong. And then this is I see this all the time. It's good to give stuff. I don't knock it, because we do a lot of, right? We help a lot of people that maybe can't afford some of our services or products. I get that. We have scholarships for that. But there comes a point where you have to see your value too, and there is an exchange of money for the services of value that you're delivering, and that's the revenue that Shay's talking about.
Yeah, and you might be thinking on the other side, Shay, money is not everything. It's just not everything, right? And I would say if you believe that money's not everything, then you haven't given away enough money, right? You haven't done enough good if you don't believe it'll buy you happiness. Pay my mortgage this month. It'll make me real happy real fast, by the way. It'll put some love. I have love like you never heard love before. But I want you to listen as you're saying the importance of your business, right? Just from a sales perspective as well. Working with a client, and I shared this formula. We call it the 4S formula. And I believe it's going to help you, because at the end of the day, systems beat goals every single time. I was talking to Daniel about that before we got started. That's been one of my big ahas, right? So I've been really talking about this probably the last year almost now. But systems beat goals every single time. Put that in your notes. Systems beat goals every single time, because systems are duplicatable, systems are repeatable, and systems are something you can give to someone else. So even as an entrepreneur, if you don't want to sell or you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone else who does. You could build a 7-figure sales team. Now I'm gonna give you the 5 components, if that's okay, real quick, Daniel.
Yeah,
of a 7-figure sales team. Like, Shay, I ain't trying to do all the sales, shorty. I'm just not trying to be that person. I don't blame you. Like, I don't be the #1 salesperson, because I am the #1 salesperson today, Shay. And truthfully, it ain't working the way I want it to, right? I'd be honest with yourself. Or it's too much stress, or you've got to be the marketing person, the branding person, write the copy, be the visionary, be the collaborator. Like, it's just too much, Shay. How do I get paid more for what I know than I can do? And how do I stop selling my time for money and just sell my expertise instead? I just do what I do. So let me give you the 5 components of a 7-figure sales team, and you think about it. If you had to build a 7-figure sales team, which is $1 million or more, how would you even do it? And over the next 5 minutes, if Dan gives me 5 minutes, I'm going to just give you all 5 components in a minute each. Get your paper, get your pencil, get your pen. And he said, yeah, Shay, we want to shift their mindset. But after their mindset is shifted, we want to give them the tool. We want to give them the resource. So they can go immediately and you can use them immediately. So let me give you the 5 components. Maybe you might want to put this as part of your sales plan. If you ain't had a sales plan, you got one now. I'm glad you're on the road here. I love it. first, I want to give you the distinction. And here is a distinction. And a distinction is understanding beyond common knowledge. That's what a distinction is. Here it is. The answer to who don't have to be you. That's a very important distinction. Like the answer to who solves this problem don't have to be you. So I'm going to give you an answer to a sales problem that don't have to be you. Now you might get an answer for marketing and don't have to be you, an answer for something else. I'm going to give it for sales. So here are the 5 components of a 7-figure sales team that I've shared around the world, by the way, literally, and it's helped a number of folks. So component number 1 is you need a sales rep that works on 100% commission. Now, I want you to understand this, that the sales rep that works on 100% commission, they only get paid for deals they bring in. You might be saying, well, Shay, I can't afford a sales rep. Hello, that's why we have this conversation. No. Okay, imagine for a moment that you're generating $20,000 a month in your business. Some of you is higher, some of you is lower, $20,000. Some of you like, Shay, that ain't nothing. Others, you're like, oh God, if I can just get to 20,000, life is good a month. So
if I can just get to 5. I remember when we couldn't even get to 5, Shay. I mean, I'm being honest. My son was like, Dad, like, I remember, I never forget the first month. This was, I think, like in 4 years ago, and we hit 7,000 for the first time, and I was like jumping up and down, but it was such a hard job. I worked for that 7,000 in revenue that month, but you know, now it's like we make that in a day.
Yeah, and it's a good feeling, especially when you ain't got to be there. It's even a better feeling. So you're right. So let's just say you make 20,000, you hire a salesperson. They work 100% on commission. They go off and they make $20,000. So they got $20,000 came in without your labor. You pay them a 20% commission, just for purpose of this conversation. 20% commission. So 20% of 20,000 is $4,000. So imagine you weren't there. You was out doing piano lessons with your daughter. You were out at the football game with your son. You was out chilling, just watching the show right now, doing absolutely nothing but changing your mindset. And poof, $20,000 came in. You paid out $4,000 and $16,000 went into the bank account without your labor. Now, we'll show you later how to hire a salesperson and recruit a salesperson and all that. But here's the question I want you to ask yourself, because powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So ask yourself, how much revenue have I generated over the last 30 or 60 days from a sales rep that I wasn't there? The answer is 0 or not enough. You keep tuning in. Point number 2, component number 2. So you got sales rep. Number 2 is a sales affiliate. Now, Shay, what in the LL Cool J is the difference between a sales affiliate and a sales rep? I'm glad you asked. A sales rep works on 100% commission. A sales affiliate, they're mercenaries. They're only in it for the money. And they only understand 1 or 2 of your products, where a sales rep understands all the products. Sales affiliate, 1 or 2 of the products, and they offer them to their network of people you're not in. They offer them they bring traffic to your sales pages you couldn't get to. So if I was a business coach, I'll say that, and I had affiliate with someone who did websites, then now I'm sending business to that person sending business to me, and there's a commission that's exchanged, and I was never there. This is very important because if you go into Apple today, and I believe that Apple is a woman, no offense, and she has an Apple phone, iPhone, right?
Yes.
And so when you go into Apple today, Apple only makes 30% of the products in the Apple store. So where's the cash come from? 70% of them being an affiliate for other products and services. So you think about yourself right now. What if you had an affiliate team out there and you armed them and you share with them how to take the message out? I mean, again, this is not a religious type of conversation, but someone walked this earth and said, I alone can't do it. So what's up with you, right? I would give you the Shea Brown remix, which I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. Put this down in your notes. Success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. Yes. So to answer that question, now you got a sales affiliate team that's out there with the sales rep that's out there. Put those 2 together, you've got magic. Now, ask yourself a question. You know about affiliate programs for 1,000 years. How much revenue did you generate in your business from sales affiliates that were out there evangelizing your message, if I can use that term with Daniel here, evangelizing your message when you weren't there? Told you someone else had 12. Only problem is he should have had a woman. That's the only problem. It's only one mistake. My mom hates it when I say that. I grew up as a PK kid, okay? My mom was a bishop back in the 70s as a woman when it wasn't popular being a bishop as a woman in the 70s.
And you know what? You're saying this, and I got to say, I've never really been involved with affiliates, and I do refer people out, but I do it just because I believe it comes back. But I guess if you make it part of your actual plan, you're right. If you train, I never thought about, no one's ever said it the way you just said it. Train your affiliates. You got to train them.
That's just another revenue stream. And that's why I'm glad you had me here, Dan. I'm just talking about things that, how can you take what you're doing now and do it better? The third one, as fast as I can go, the third one is a sales ambassador. What? Right. Sales rep work on 100% commission. You only pay them when they bring you money. Makes sense to have one. Make a goal, you're going to do that with me here. Sales affiliate, they're naturally already out there, and they're trying to talk to people that they don't offer the same service you offer anyway. Okay. And whether I get affiliate when I refer someone, I'm like you, Dan. Sometimes I don't get affiliate when I refer someone, but I sure pay fast and well when they refer someone to me, buddy. You can believe that, real fast. And I'm not saying that, remember, they do it for the money. The sales ambassador, well, they don't do it for the money. You can't pay them to do it. They do it because they believe in your mission, your goals, and your objectives. These are folks in your inner circle. These are folks that believe in what you're doing. And these are folks who are there to carry the message of what you're doing to other folks. And you might have folks already in your inner circle. Maybe you didn't call them ambassadors. Maybe call them inner circle or whatever the name is, right? We call them sales ambassadors. They will often outperform the sales affiliate and the sales rep because of their honesty, because they're looking for people to have that problem, and they want to share the message. This is very important. Now, how they do get motivated is they like rewards and they like recognition. So they like to be, if you're a speaker like Daniel, they like to get, whoever gives out the most amount of tickets gets to sit on the front row. I don't know. They like to get an iPad, right? They like for you to get a $100 gift certificate so they can take their honey bunny or their sweetie pie, their boo-boo, whoever they want to call them, out to dinner on the company because they did some good. And they feel rewards and recognition. That's their trigger. The last one I'm gonna give you, and I know we gotta go down shortly, but the last one I'll give you is a digital sales team. And we're taking some time to do a little bit of teaching here because if you generate more revenue in your business, it'll change your life. It'll change your family's life. It'll change your community. Yeah, you'll pay more in taxes probably, so no what big deal, but you'll write checks for causes you believe in. Isn't that so important? Isn't that important? So the digital sales solution. Now, you first thing, you check it with, don't leave me now. Sales the rep, how much revenue you generate without your labor there? If the answer is 0 or none, pay attention. Sales affiliate, how much revenue you generate over the last 30 to 60 days? Don't go back last year, 30 to 60 days. If the answer is 0 or not enough, you pay attention. Sales ambassador, I won't repeat myself. Digital sales solution, this is what you're making online. So there I was working with a client. They brought me in because they had spent PPP money. Y'all might not know about PPP money because I don't know when you're going to watch this video or see this recording, but PPP money was the government was helping small businesses out. And they had taken their money, which they was rightfully owed, I guess, at the time, and they spent it on marketing and branding and advertising, and they should have not a penny on sales. Come on, somebody, can you imagine that? 0 on sales. Anyway, they called me because they'd been getting my emails, and I was at part of a meeting because they had built this page and it wasn't converting. And so I used to do sales copy and some other stuff. So I'm there, and I'm there in the room, folks. None of them look like me, by the way. And I'm sitting at the table, and she's like, Shay's here because he knows sales. And so the guy says, you look at the page? I said, well, yeah, I looked at your website. Well, what do you think? I said, well, you don't have a sales problem. He was like, what do you mean we don't have a sales problem? That's why you're here, right? No, you don't have a sales problem. The page looks wonderful. Everything's amazing. There is one thing I would change. What's that? I said, well, what's the purpose of a sales page? And I did ask that question. I think I ignored the guy, by the way. I think he was furious at that because his face turned red. Like, what's the purpose of a sales page anyway? I'm just curious. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. I was laughing, joking, having fun because I got nothing to lose. I'm trying to have a good time with my life. God's blessed me. I'm trying to have fun. So he said, purpose of a sales page is to sell something. Bingo! That's wrong, but that's okay. Here's the challenge you have. On your sales page right now, you have the price. And when you put a price on the sales page and they don't buy, you can let us know that 17,000 folks went to the sales page. You had 100 and some conversions, but you can't follow with the other 16,000 plus folks that were there unless you run more ads. It's called retargeting. Spend more money, called retargeting, and you don't reach them. In today's time, this is like a couple of years ago, I said in today's time, you've got to have the price, the purpose of the sales page is just to collect their information of who's interested. Then they go to a checkout page. Checkout page where you have the price and you have the value. Everyone put this in your notes. Put this in your notes, please. Put this in your notes. Price only matters in the absence of value. That's probably another $50,000 idea, by the way. I don't know how many I'm giving away, but price.
I love this.
Only matters in the absence of value. So now, at a minimum, if you've had, I don't know, let's just say 10,000 people go to the checkout page and didn't buy, you can at least call them, follow with them, and put them in a separate follow-up sequence. And those that bought. Now we add more value on the page. We're putting videos and so forth. I will tell you, they did turn that around. They took me up on the idea, took the price off, and they were able to convert a lot more sales. And they also have more hot leads in the funnel. What's my purpose? What's my message? Take a look at your digital sales solution. That is its own sales team by itself. It's its own separate revenue by itself. And it either converts or it doesn't. If it doesn't, then we do everything we can to make it convert a little bit better than it is today. So Daniel, that's my spin on building a 7-figure sales team. Of course, you got raving fans, topic for another time. If they're out there, Daniel, and they just want to connect, and I give them the information, they can connect with me at no cost. And I'd be happy to continue to answer your questions, but I want you to walk away from it not only inspired, because I love what Daniel does, not only empowered, because I love what he does, but I feel I have the responsibility to give you the tools, the techniques, the capabilities. You can go out and start building a 7-figure sales team tomorrow. You can change your mindset tomorrow. Mindset. That selling equals service. And you can ask yourself every day, how do I get up and how do I serve every day? For those folks that do want the whole blueprint, it's free. There's no cost, Daniel. It's free. They go to Evergreen Revenue Playbook. I don't know if I can do that now. It's no cost. It's just our gift to you. Go get the whole playbook on our Evergreen Revenue model and adapt it, use it. They ain't talking about giving value. It's your gift. Evergreen Revenue Playbook.
And we'll have that in the show notes for sure, brother. But you said so many things that just make you, if you don't understand business, and even me, right? I understand business, but you just took it to another level when it came to the sales philosophy of what do I really have in place? And ladies and gentlemen, this is what I love. So maybe you have a funnel right now, maybe you have a landing page, and maybe you have prices bigger than Dallas there. And I say Dallas because Dallas, Texas, right? Bigger than Dallas, Texas, haha. But maybe the strategy is removing the prices and just putting it on the back end, like Shay just said. One strategy can help your conversion rate tremendously. Or maybe you're listening to this and you're like, Shay, I love what you said, but I don't even have a landing page. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you don't even have one. So what is it that you have or that you lack thereof in your business as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, as a small enterprise that you need to definitely work on? Or maybe you listened to what Shay was saying and you said, I do a great pitch, I do a great presentation, but then I never ask for the business. If you know what you do, right? Obviously, you're in business for a reason. Obviously, you're doing what you're doing because you have a passion for it. If you know that it's going to help people, if you know that's going to make a difference, don't be scared to ask for the business. I know that when people come to Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, I know their lives are going to be transformed. I know that they're coming to become a paid, better speaker. We're going to give them the tangibles, the speaker reel. We're going to give them the optics on the stage, the B-roll on the red carpet, everything. I know that because I've seen the result, not just in my life, but in people like Anthony Pollard that just made $10,000 yesterday on 2 $5,000 paid speaking engagements. I've seen the difference that it's made in Michelle Hoskins that got $5,000 for coming and she got a book. So I know the value that we deliver, but it's asking and letting the world know that you know what you do brings value to them. And sometimes I love what I think it's Grant Cardone that said this, or somebody, but they said, don't be the best kept secret. And I think so many times people, A, don't ask for the business, and then B, they're scared to sell themselves to people. So in return, they're being the best kept secret because they don't see the value in themselves. And they don't ask for the business because they don't think that they deserve the success that are coming your way. Man, Shay, you just dropped so much wisdom. What are some parting words of wisdom? Like, right, I could go back and talk about everything you talked about, but I really encourage you, ladies and gentlemen. This episode was fire. This episode was a gem. Go back and listen to it. Take notes again. Because I promise you this mistake that people make, Shay, is they listen to something once and they go, I got it. No, you don't. You can only retain 20% of every episode. So imagine if you listen to this 3 times, how much more information you're going to get from it. Because I know I'm going to go back and do this, and I'm probably going to set up a call with Shay Brown. Because brother, you just dropped the fire today. But what are the parting words of wisdom you want to leave us with here today, Shay?
Sure. So there I was running the Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C., 26.2 miles. My very first marathon. I was super excited. I was pumped. I couldn't wait with 20-some thousand people out there. And the only reason I was running the marathons because Oprah Winfrey had run a marathon. And I said to myself, whoa, Oprah Winfrey can run a marathon. Certainly I can. I was a young whippersnapper then. You didn't want to know me then because I thought I could take on the world, by the way. You think I'm bad now. Woo! Anyway, so I'm out there running. I'm running this race, and we start off and we're high-fiving everybody. We're having a good time, and I'm running and enjoying the run until I hit mile 17. When I hit mile 17, bam! I hit what's called the wall. Now, in the marathon race, just like life, when you hit the wall, that means you come to a stop. You can't go any further. It's out of gas. And they call it the wall in a marathon because you're not supposed to really run over 17 miles, by the way. And so I went and had a seat, by the way, because I was out of gas. My legs felt like lead and I couldn't go. And think about your own life. Think about a time you hit the wall. Maybe it was in your marriage. It didn't work out. Went through a divorce. Maybe it was in a loved one. You got a call, someone that got news from the doctor and they were sharing it with you. Or maybe you found yourself in a situation you couldn't believe you was there. We've all hit a wall in our life. And in my case, when I hit the wall, I sat down. And you ever sat down? Maybe you haven't, but I did. And I'm watching people. Maybe you've done this in your business. You're watching other speakers. You're watching other authors. I was watching other runners go by. As I'm watching other runners go by, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I can't believe that person's still running. I know I'm in better shape than them. Wait, that person's a little old. Wait. And I couldn't believe he was still going. So I get back in the race and I start putting one foot in front of the other foot in front of the other foot. I wish I could say I started running. I wish I could got excited. I just put my Walkman on. Y'all know about a Walkman, but I had a Walkman back then, by the way. Hit the button, and I finished the race in 5 hours and 40-some minutes. I finished. I finished, but I wasn't pleased. And here's the point of the story. The next time I decided to do it again. If you ever found yourself in a situation where something happened, you said, I'm gonna do it again. I can do it better. I know I have the potential inside of me to perform at a much higher level. I know it. This time, I joined a group. Yeah. This time they had a coach there. This time they had a running group. We met every Saturday to do what's called the long run on Saturdays, which means you ran the short runs by yourself. 26.2 miles ain't no joke. I run 5 marathons, okay? So I know. So this time is my second one. I'm there and he asked a question. This is the question I asked you. He said, how many of you are scared or have concerns about running this marathon? I said, me. I hit mile 17. I couldn't go any further. I was ready to quit. He said, when we get to mile 17 for Shay Brown, we're going to look at each other and we're going to say, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. We're all going to chant, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready.
And I'm ready.
Doing that. But hear me out. Like you might be saying something, Daniel, not that again. Not the old mindset. No, not that. I'm good. But here's what happened. I made it past mile 17 in the training. We got to the marathon, 26.2 miles down in Miami, by the way. Beautiful weather. I'm running. We hit mile 17. They start saying, Shay, I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I said, oh, I ain't doing that. I'm trained. I'm strong. And it took a group of folks to encourage me. And here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to walk away with. Sometimes you need someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. And I know Daniel believes in every single one of you. I believe in you. So I started saying, I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. And by the third time I said, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready, all of a sudden I got energy. All of a sudden my mindset shift. All of a sudden I just knew I was gonna finish that race. Now I was not stopping no matter what. Shay, what's your point? What's your message to me? Whatever you're going through right now, whatever your challenge is, I had to bring a mindset from my man Daniel, by the way, because he's the mindset guy. I want you to tell yourself, I'm trained, because you've been trained. You're strong, and you with Daniel right now, so you're ready, you're plugged in. This is your moment, this is your time. With that being said, I know for you, the best is still yet to come. Why? Because you're trained, you're strong, and you're ready. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Thanks, Daniel, for having me here. You're amazing, you're incredible.
We're gonna say that, baby. I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready, baby. Come on, let's go. After this episode, if you're not a selling machine, if you're not a closing machine, you need to go back and watch this until this gets engraved and it's in your head automatically. Shay, If somebody wants to get in contact with you, how do they get in contact with you, my brother?
I would find me 2 ways. You can go to Instagram, just type in my name, I am, and then Shay Brown. I-A-M, Shay, C-H-E Brown. Or go to the website, get your free gift called the evergreenrevenueplaybook.com. Again, evergreenrevenueplaybook.com. No cost, nothing to buy, no funnel. It's my gift to you, and it will change your life. Get the playbook.
Woo! I love it, ladies and gentlemen. What another amazing episode here with Daniel Gomez Inspires and the one and only Shay Brown. If you're stuck in life, if you're stuck in business, if you need a helping hand, we love to help you here with our Shield of Faith coaching. Go to danielgomezglobal.com, do our business assessment there, our entrepreneur assessment. We want to help you. We want to give back to you and give you a complimentary discovery session. Not only that, March 17th and 18th, you see behind me here, Sticker Shock Speaking Academy. The world needs to hear your story. People will pay you for your story, and people will pay you for your business wisdom. We've trained hundreds of speakers to go out there and make thousands of dollars. I want you to be the next one. Call me at 210-663-5954. That's 210-663-5954. I want to hear from you and see you here in San Antonio, March 17th and 18th at our Sticker Shock Speaking Academy. Until next week with another amazing guest, we'll see you here on the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show. Thank you again, Mr. Shay Brown.
This is Daniel Gomez, and thank you so much for tuning into our show today. We'd love your feedback. Please drop us a comment, and thank you for leaving us a review. Don't forget to subscribe to our show and share this episode with a friend. And my free gift for listening to our show today is a copy of my best-selling book, You Were Born to Fly. To get your free copy, go to danielgomezinspires.com and get your copy today. That's danielgomezinspires.com. And to elevate your life and business even more, follow me on social media at Daniel Gomez Inspires on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Together, we will discover the key that unlocks your confidence.